Hi everybody, we're going to do some maths now, and we're going to continue looking at multiplying 3-digit numbers by 2-digit numbers. Now, I am fully aware that this is quite an advanced concept, and this is probably not the most optimal, the best way to be teaching something like this. So what I want you to do is, you know where you're at the minute. So if you feel like multiplying 3 digits by 2 digits is a bit tricky at the minute, then do 2 digits by 2 digits. If you feel like that's a little bit tricky at the minute, do 2 digits by 1 digits, and you should all be able to do 2 digits by 1 digits. And by that, what I mean is, for example, I would do 23 multiplied by 4. Yeah, if you can do a calculation like this, you might want to change some of the numbers. Now that could be, you could change your activity. You could write out, you could roll a dice and do, I don't know, I've rolled the dice and I've got a 4, I've rolled the dice and I've got a 7, I've rolled the dice and I've got a 3. You could work these out. Give yourself 5 of these. Yeah, I encourage you to watch the area model, because I think some of us are struggling with that at the minute. I encourage you just to watch that video again. If you've got to this maths lesson, you're still not too sure about this, perfectly happy for you to go back over another video and try it again. I'm happy for you to write down some calculations and work them out. This is about you practicing and getting really confident with these skills, because there's no point in you moving on if you're not 100% confident with the bit before. So if you need to change what you're giving, so you need to change the maths, that's up to you, and I'm perfectly happy with that. You know your situation at home. Please don't panic yourselves over, oh, I really don't understand this, but we're moving on. Please feel free to step backwards, and even if you wanted to step back all the way to Monday and just change a few of the numbers and change a few of the problems, that would be absolutely fine. Yeah? Please don't panic. But for those of you that are quite confident with this, what we're going to do is we're going to start off with our flashback 4. Time yourself, 4 questions. How quickly and accurately can you do them? Pause. Okay, now we're going to go through the answers. Multiply that number by 6. Well done if you got that. A square has an area of 64 centimeters squared. What is the length of one of its sides? What you would do is what times what equals 64. That's also known as the square root of 64. Which of these is a prime number? Remember what a prime number is it only has factors of itself and 1. So that means we can cross all of our even numbers out, because they will always have a factor of 2. And what do we know about numbers that end in a 5? They're part of the 5 times table. Cross that out, so we must be left with 11. Well done if you got that. Find the sum of 199 and 198. Now you could do a column method, but actually you could round this one up to 200, this one up to 200, and just keep that 3 in your head, because there's the 1 and the 2. That's 200, and then take away that 3, 197. Now this sum, I know a lot of people get caught out. Any sum is addition. If you get a calculation and it's 3 times 3, that's not a sum. That's a multiplication. Sums are only addition. Well done for getting 398. Sorry, 97. Right, okay. So what I want you to do, give these an answer. Do you notice any patterns? Remember the little shortcuts we've been learning. Pause the video, give it a go. Okay, 12 times 4. We know it's 48, so that means 12 times 40, look at the relationship, 10 times larger. Therefore our answer is going to be 10 times larger, 480. We're going to work this one out. We get 618. Look at the relationship, 100 times bigger. So we need to make our answer 100 times bigger. There you go. Okay, let's move on. So, what I suggest, give this a go. Give it a go first, or if not, I'm going to work through this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do now 3 multiplied by this whole number first. Yeah, so I'm going to do my 3 times 2, 3 times 30, 3 times 100. 3 times 2 is, of course, 6. And 3 times 30 is 90. 96. 3 times 100 is, of course, 300. Well done if you've followed me this so far. Now, here is the biggest mistake that I saw yesterday. Can you guess what it is? And it's the biggest mistake that pretty much every single child, well, every single year group, every single year group makes that when I've sort of taught this sort of thing. Because for you guys are all, when we look at you as individuals, you are all individuals, but it's, as a teacher, you see so many children and you see the same mistakes every time. It is, of course, the fact that we're not multiplying by 2. We are multiplying by 20. Therefore, if in our calculation we work out 2 times 2, 2 times 3, 2 times 1, actually we need to make everything 10 times larger, because this is not 2. This is 10 times larger than 2. It's actually 20. Now, if you spotted the pattern when we multiply by 20, or multiply something by a multiple of 10, we can put our placeholder 0 in. So actually we're doing 2 times 20, put our placeholder in, a 40. This is the biggest mistake. Always. 9 times out of 10, and probably 99 times out of 100, when there's a mistake in a question like this, it'll be that 0. And generally speaking, these are 2-mark questions on an arithmetic paper. And do you get 2 of them? I think you get 2. You might get 3 of them in an arithmetic paper on average. And they're normally at the end. But it's a really good skill, because we get these as well in our reasoning. So now this is 20 times 30. 20 times 30. In this context, we can do 2 times 3. And that will give us our 6 there, but actually it's 600, because 20 times 30 is, of course, 600. Oh, I've just got the wrong one, sorry. And now we're doing our 20 times 100. Well done if you spotted that is 2,000. Now, once we've got to this stage, I'm sure everybody will be confident with adding them up. So 6 add nothing is, of course, 6. 9 add 4 is, of course, 13. Remember, we take our 13 lots of 10, we take 10 of those and swap them into 100. 6 add 3, add our 1 is, of course, 10. We put the 0 in, carry the 1. 2 add 1 equals 3. That's our 3,000. Hopefully, once we've got past this bit, then I'm really confident that our addition will be correct. Now, some of you are going to find this method a lot more comfortable than doing an area model. That's only because you're more used to it. Now, in an assessment, this is one that we will probably be using. The reason we used an area model is so that we can see the mathematics behind it, and being confident in the mathematics behind it allows us to explain ourselves easier and collect some of those reasoning marks. But if you are confident with a method like this, please go for it. Just use this method. This is ultimately what we're working towards. So, have a go at this question. Pause it, have a go. Okay, let's go. So, again, we're going to do our 2 times this number, then our 30 times that number. So, our 2 times that number, we got 2 times 6 is, of course, 12. 2 times 2 is 4. Add our 1 is 5. I'm going to erase through this. 2 times 3 is, of course, 6. Yeah, and you know that I was saying 2 times 3, but what I meant was 2 times 300. Okay, what's our mistake going to be? It's going to be in this box here. Hopefully we put that in. I've not even thought about that question yet. I've put that 0 in straight away. I've not even thought about any of the calculations. Okay. 3 times 6, or 30 times 6, is of course 180, or 18, depending on which one you did. And that can go in there. 2 times 3 is 6, but don't forget that 1 down there, and that's of course 7, and 3 times 3 is 9. And then you can add them up. Well done if you got there. Hopefully, and well, I'm imagining we're going to be a lot more confident with this method. And please don't panic, we'll I'm pretty sure we'll cover, excuse me, most of this when we come back anyway, in some shape or form. So here we have a question here. Tora, Alex and Teddy have worked out the answer to that calculation. That's their different answers, so we know that somebody's made a mistake. Well, 2 people have made a mistake at minimum. Can we use estimating to help us check who is correct? What could we do? So we've got our calculation there. Which one of these? Because normally we use rounding when we estimate. So we can either round this up, and then we're going to round this one up. 250 times 20. So you can do 250 times 2 times by 10. Or 25 times 2 times 10 times 10. So 250 times by 2 is 500, times by 10 is of course 5,000. Oh, excuse me. It shouldn't be you. I shouldn't be yawning. There we go. It's 50 times by 10. There we go. So we've got this girl here. I've got the answer. Now, just for practice, I would say what I would do is 248 multiplied by 21. Have a go at that. I'm going to race through it really quickly. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. Now, I'm going to do that straight away. I don't even care. I've done that first question, putting that in so I don't forget. Now I'm doing 2 times 8 is, of course, 16. I'm going to put that in there so I don't forget. Then I'm going to go 2 times 4 is 8. Add by 1 is 9. I'm going to cross that out. 2 times 1, or 1 times 2 is, of course, 2. Now by addition, 8, 10, 11, 12, 3. I've made a mistake somewhere. Where have I made a mistake? Where is my mistake? I know where my mistake is. At this digit here, I did 2 times 1. I should have done 2 times 2 is 4, add 1 is 5. There's my mistake. And because we estimated, I knew that that was wrong. And now that looks like it was planned. That wasn't planned. That was just a loss of focus. But we can see there, and it's worked out quite well, in a real world example, estimating my answer first has enabled me to see that that was wrong. And then I've picked up 2 marks there. So estimating, as well as for our questions, is an incredibly useful tool for checking our answers. And it's an incredibly useful tool for checking or for quickly identifying which questions we should check. Because had I estimated and my answer is close, I know I probably don't need to check. But if my answer is very far away from my estimate, I really do need to check. Okay, what you're going to do, work out this one, put the correct symbol in. Now this is a smaller than, this is a greater than, this is an equal to. Have a go, pause it, work them out, let's have a look. So, hopefully, some of us rounded that up. 4,000, we can round these. 60 is 6,000. We can see that that one is more than likely going to be bigger. Yeah? We're estimating each side. Okay. Mo orders muffins for a party. He orders 12 of box A. Put 12 here. 20 of box B. And 14 of box C. How many does he order? So let's have a think about this. Okay, we know we've got 12 times by 1. And I've got 20 multiplied by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 multiplied by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got 12 multiplied by 14. Okay, so I know this answer is going to be 12, but I know this answer is going to be 200. I can add them up later. Now, I can work this out in a column method, or I can partition it. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to take my 12 and I'm going to split my 12 into a 2 and a 10. Now I'm going to take my 14, multiply it by 10 and get 140. Now I'm going to multiply it by 2 and get 28. Now I can see that's 168 because then I add them together. If I've made a mistake, please let me know. Now I'm going to add them together. I can see my hundreds. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to do my 200, add 168. In my head, I'm going to get 368, and then I'm just going to add 12. I'm going to add 2 onto there and get 370, add 10, so I'm going to get 380. Hopefully, all of my workings out hasn't got in the way of where the answer was. So 12 times 1 is 12. We did that. 12 times 10 is, of course, 200. And 14 times 12 is 28. Add 140, 168. Add them all up, 380. Well done if you got 380. If each muffin costs 24p, how much does he spend on muffins? Okay, so what we're doing here is 380 times 5, 380 lots of 24p. Now you can do it this way, or again, split it up, make your life easier. 380 times by 20. I'm just going to put 20 there, and I'm going to put a 4 there, because I'm going to keep my calculation separate. So 380 times by 2. What I can do there is I can do 300 times 2 is 600. 80 times 2 is 160. 600 and 160 equals 760. I'm going to do my 4 times 380. Oh, I've forgotten back over here. I need to make that 10 times larger. Because I only did 2 times. I actually wanted 20 times, so I need to make that 10 times larger. Okay, now I'm going to do my 4 times by 380. So what I could do is I could round that up to 400 and then take away the difference that's multiplied by 4. But I'm going to do it, I'm more comfortable doing it in the way that I have just done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 80 times by 4, but I know that 8 times 4 is 32, so it's 320. Make a little note of that. Then I'm going to do 3 times 4 is 12, because actually it's 300. So it's going to be 1,200. I'm going to add them up. And that's let's go this way, 2, 5, 1,515. Then I'm just going to add them up. So 7, 600, 1,520. Add them up, 0, 2, 1, carry the 1, 9. So hopefully it's either 9,120p, or if you know your place value, £91.20. Let's see. I can see that my writing is going to get in the way. Oh no, we want that, don't we? I just don't want that. There we go. So I'm going to multiply all of these. This is how we do it with the column method. Now we're going to be multiplying by the 20, 0, 0, but actually, there we go. Oh, those two numbers look familiar, don't they? Now we're going to add them up. Well done if you got that. So 9,120p or £91.20, it's up to you. So make it 100 times smaller because there's 100 pennies in a pound. That's our pennies here. And this is it in pennies. Divide that by 100 because there are 100 pennies in a pound. Shift it back 2 spots. Remember, all of our skills that we've been learning are all coming together now because we looked at dividing by 100, 1,010. So give the work a go and please feel free to adapt it as you see fit. Now, you've got a lot of time, spend some time on it. The more confident you get with it, build up your skills. Don't sit there and think, this is what has been set today, I must do this. If you're getting really frustrated, that's not good for anybody. So, if you need to write out some calculations for you or get an adult to do, you could roll a dice. Roll a dice, you might find a website that's able to, like a random number generator. Something along those lines. Write out some calculations, complete them. Remember, it's not about just completing the work. There is a purpose behind this. The purpose is that we learn a skill. If you're not learning the skill, take a few steps back. Yeah, we provide the sheets for you to do, to give you some idea and some structure, but if actually you need to write your own numbers down, that's absolutely fine, as long as you're practicing that skill. Enjoy it. Don't get frustrated with it, and I really look forward to seeing